Hi, I'm Mindy Craig. I work with Blue Point Planning, and I'm working with the City of Monterey on the development of a new 20-year Parks and Recreation Master Plan. The last time this Parks and Recreation Master Plan was updated was over 20 years ago, and the city needs a new document to help guide their decisions about where they should make their investments in parks and recreation for the community and visitors alike. So the last 6 months or so, I've been working with the city to evaluate all the different parks, assess how well they're working for the community. I've talked with different stakeholders. We've held a community open house, and we held a community survey so we really understand what the needs of the community really are. And we've heard a lot from the community. We've heard how wonderful the city is in terms of providing parks and recreation, what great assets the recreation trail is, parks like Via Paraiso or Veterans Memorial Park, that the city has so much to offer. Yet there's some challenges. A lot of people are interested in better operations and maintenance of some of the parks to make sure that the bathrooms are clean, that we have more bathrooms. We know there's some safety issues in some places that we want to address. And there's new activities that we're thinking about, things like ocean aquatics. We want to make sure that the kids have enough sports fields. Right now we don't have enough soccer fields at all, and we're really constrained with the land, so how do we actually find those spaces? We also have a lot of fantastic recreation facilities here. The Sports Center, of course, is a world-class center offering so much to the community, and maybe it's time to expand that. We need to hear from you if that's in fact the case. The other places like Hilltop is not so much of a community center. It feels like a school and people aren't using it nearly as much. So what can we do to improve that center and make it more appealing, both to the neighborhood and to the community as a whole? Could we do things like an arts focus? Could we add new dance studios? What can that do to make it look better? And another big park area I want you to think about is dogs. Right now, there's only one dog park in the city, and that was required by the City Parks and Recreation Master Plan. We're looking at a new approach to those dogs parks, and whether we have some scattered out through the city in our neighborhood parks, have a big single park that allows dogs, or a whole bunch of different options. That's one of the questions that is in the recreation plan. One of the major assets, as we all know, is the recreation trail. It's so well known, in fact, that you can hardly get through it on some days when you're walking on those popular days. So we're trying to figure out what is the best way we can accommodate all of our visitors, all of our community members, the commuters, and everybody else on those rec trails. It's not necessarily easy. We thought at first maybe we could expand the rec trail, but it doesn't seem like we can do that throughout. So we've identified a couple of different options in different segments of that trail. Things like improving our bike trails, as is said in the mobility plan, improving Cannery Row pedestrian access so more pedestrians can go on the Cannery Row, considering new pullouts for view areas so that when tourists who want to gawk at your beautiful shoreline don't stop in the middle of the trail, they can actually get off it and enjoy it in a more reflective manner. Another piece of the rec trail is east of Monterey Bay Park. It's very underutilized. Being there on a Labor Day weekend, there's not that many people there. So what can we do to make that more exciting, more activated, safer, and more fun? Well, we're looking at new activities along that, improving it, making maybe children's play areas, doing adult gym areas where people can actually exercise outdoors by the rec trail, more dog area parks. We don't know. We want to have your feedback to help us understand that. Another gem that is in the city of Monterey is Menace the Menace Park. And as we went through the process of understanding needs, one of the things that came clear is that Menace the Menace Park is overloved. It has been so successful that it's wearing out. So how do we actually address that? Some offer that we just keep on replacing the equipment as we go. Another approach is to consider doing a new redesign of it and bringing it back to its former glory, incorporating the train, the old elements, the tunnels, and the other play areas. So we really want to have your opinion on how do we do that? How do we address that wonderful element here in Monterey? What we're doing right now is we're in our phase 2 of our Parks and Recreation Master Plan, and that is figuring out our priorities. So we've heard all these ideas and we have them in a giant bucket. And we have to sift through those to understand where do we put our resources, where do we put our time. And since this is a 20-year vision and plan, we're going to be able to phase a lot of these things out over time. There's things that we're going to want to do now, and there's things that we're going to say, yeah, this might be something we do out in the future. The city has a number of plans that's already started. The mobility plan that helps with bikes paths, pedestrian paths, the downtown plan, the waterfront master plan, amongst others. All of those things have been considered, and we're overlaying what those priorities are with the Parks and Recreation Master Plan and making sure that we collaborate with those. So what we're asking you today to do is to complete a new survey. And this survey has some of the big projects that have been identified as potential priorities, and we want to get your feedback. Sports fields or an aquatic center, a new competitive swimming pool, expanding the sports center. How do we engage better with Lower Presidio Park? Those are bigger questions that we want to make sure that we have your input on. That survey can be located on the Monterey.org website. In addition, there's the existing conditions report, and that existing condition report summarizes all the community input we've had to date, as well as our assessment of all the parks, your programs, the facilities, and the ideas and trends that are driving this. So please take a time to read that, and also take time to do the survey. What more, we're having an open house on April 5th at the City Hall Council Chambers. Please come to that and you can learn more about what's going on with the parks and give us more opinions.